Thank you. Jordan asked me if I wanted to come and present again, and I was like, what should I present? And inner peace to me is like the most important thing right now with everything that's going on in the world and how easy it can be to be swept away in the chaos. Inner peace is the area for me that has been such a priority to keep myself grounded and to still be able to enjoy life and not move into a place of fear and worry. I allow that to come in sometimes, but I don't let it to stay for too long. And so I thought this would be a great thing for us to do together, is to go on this journey. A lot of what I'm going to say tonight you probably have heard before, but I think it's always good to have reminders. And I believe that peace takes priority. Peace takes practice. Peace is intentional, and I do see the two, like peace and love, very close together. And so inner peace, I want to know, for whoever wants to answer, what inner peace means to you. And there's some inspiration. Oh, go ahead.
It's a calmness and a contentment.
I like that. Kathy?
Being comfortable in my own skin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Much of my life I wasn't, so it was really fun.
Yeah, that's great.
That is peace.
Yes.
A feeling of warmth.
Warmth. That's good. That's good.
The quieting of the internal dialogue.
Ooh, really good. Yeah. Very good.
A sense of being in the moment, in the now, in
Yes.
a comfortable way that's accepting of all it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, in the now. Okay. So I've added images on here to invoke peace in us as we move through this together. Is that making you tired, Kathy?
I just want to melt into it. Oh.
Nature, is something that really brings me peace, brings me inner peace. We live in such a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
So, inner peace definition, peace of mind refers to deliberate state of psychological or spiritual calm despite the potential presence of stressors, which I think there is a lot in the world right now. Inner peace is a state of mental and emotional calm that can be achieved despite stress. It's a feeling of contentment and acceptance that can be cultivated through various practices. I think that various practices is really key. Mm-hmm. And then an overall definition of just peace is tranquility and freedom from disturbances, a state of tranquility or quiet. Yeah. And so inner peace, I think that's what you were sharing, is that's what it means to you, because that's what's most important, right? Because I could say peace, and I could think that we're all talking about the same thing, but we have a different definition of peace. It could be close, but maybe a little bit different than what somebody else sees as peace. Why is it important? I think, right? I think we all kind of know, but this is one of my all-time favorite quotes from the Dalai Lama is, we can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. Peace starts within, then our families, then the community, then the world. And that one always sticks with me. I really appreciate that. I got to see the Dalai Lama live in San Diego probably about 12 years ago. And my younger son was probably longer than that. Time flies. Because he was still like a teenager. And I remember when we were driving home and he said to me, he's like, Mom, he said so much, but yet it was so simple. Like, he was like blown away by that. Like, it was so simple, because I thought he was going to say these kind of quantum things, and that's Dalai Lama. And I love this one too. The longest journey you will ever make in your life is from your head to your heart. That one I just want to tattoo across my forehead, because it is such a good one. And that's Sasu's legend. It's Thich Nhat Hanh talks about that one too. I really, really love that. And we live in a very heady world, and so living from a place of our hearts takes dedication and focus and a commitment to it. If you're depressed, you're living in the past, and if you're anxious, you're living in the future. Also, if there is peace to be in the world, there must be peace in the heart. And that's what I would choose.
Wonderful.
And so this is the image that I brought because I wanted to talk a little bit about being able to hold peace even when it's dark out, and even when it's challenging, and even when it can be overwhelming. And that is the peace within us. Everything vibrates, and so we get caught in worry and anger and frustration. We're vibrating with that worry, anger, and frustration. And so to be able to find that peace and then move in the world in that place, we are a beneficial presence in this world. And for me, I think, and it makes it, the other thing I was thinking about too, it's more fun.
Mm-hmm.
We want to still have joy. Like, we have this one precious life.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one precious life, if we get caught up in all the crazy bullshit that's happening, then we can lose ourselves, and we can be stuck in the head, and we can forget about our hearts. And so I have a story for you. And the title of it's from a dear friend of mine who's a friend, a mentor. He's a senior minister at Mile High, and his book is called Sacred Time, Finding True Peace in a Busy World. Hi, come on in and join us. And so the name of, and it's really good practical book on peace. And so the name of this short story is Don't Forget to Take Care of Your Ass. So, are you ready? All right. There is a Sufi story about Mullah Nasruddin, who was struggling financially. He had to cut costs and made a difficult decision to start feeding his donkey a little less barley. After a week, the donkey seemed fine. So Nasruddin fed him a little less, and this continued several more weeks. One day, Nasruddin entered the barn, and there the donkey was dead. Oh no, Mullah cried, just when he got used to not eating. What's the moral of the story? On the surface, it can kind of seem like a funny joke, or not. And yet, from a spiritual perspective, it packs a meaningful message when we see that perhaps Nasruddin in the story represents the egoic self, identified solely with the mental well-being. And the donkey is our spiritual self. The donkey is the truer and powerful part of who each of us is, and yet in order to be fed, the ego must recognize this. Our souls need feeding to be alive in our experiences. So in challenging times, one of the first things to go is self-care.
Yeah.
I don't have time to meditate, or everything's too busy. I can't add anything to it. And so we feed our spirit less and less until one day we look inside and we find it died. That's the worst feeling there is, nothing. Feeling detached from life, cut off from any sort of animating spirit. It's a good reminder that in truth our spirit cannot die, and that you can cultivate it again. You can bring your donkey back to life. But you have to take care of your ass. So, you'll remember that story, right? Because, and so the thing is, don't forget to feed your donkey. Don't forget to take care of yourself. And I know in some of the places that I have been where I've been less happy is when I've been more in my head and less in my heart. And when I forget, and when I forget. And then I gotta remember. And that's what is such a practice about peace and remembering. So how to achieve inner peace? And again, this is unique for each person. And so meditation is now more mainframe. It used to be like this, Buddhist practice and all kinds of meditation apps. Insight Timer is my favorite meditation app, and there's some really great people on there. For me, my meditation practice is every morning before I even get up, because that gets my head will already start going and running scenarios right when I wake up. And so I've got to meditate right away because it helps me step out of bed and feel more peace and feel more grounded. Mindfulness, oh my gosh, and that is a word that is like, there's layers to that word, and there's different people feel different ways about that word. It's just being here with you. It's being present. It's being in the here and now. Gratitude is a big one, and sometimes that can kind of seem trite, but it's not. And I'm not meaning like sugary gratitude. It's more of a deeper gratitude of this one precious life that we have. And that's another thing, if I get sideways, gratitude is something I probably forgot, and appreciation. And then something knocks me inside the head. I'm like, okay, I get it. There's a lot to be grateful. Forgiveness. Little Miss Kathy right here is a forgiveness coach for radical forgiveness, and I'm doing more forgiveness work. It's layers. It's lots of layers. And forgiveness is huge to help us open our hearts again. Because all the stuff that comes in life, the layers. And so forgiveness helps us let those layers go. And forgiveness, a lot of times we think it's for the other person. Forgiveness is for ourselves. And one of the classes I took many years ago when I started at CSL, somebody was talking about forgiveness is like if you can't forgive and you're carrying all this stuff around, it's like carrying 2 heavy, stinky trash bags around with you everywhere. Because you're just carrying it. You're carrying the resentment, you're carrying the anger, you're carrying the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or whatever. And so as soon as forgiveness takes place, we can let the trash bags down. We can take them out. We can take them out to the curb. Self-care, taking care of ourselves, and that's a biggie too. It's something for us to focus on. And even, and that's like the little donkey story, the ass story, is that sometimes that is the first thing to go when we get really busy. Positive relationships, and that incredible connecting with people that you care about, connecting with people that you get, that you being in community is huge. Spending time in nature, that's like one of my favorites. That one isn't something that I have to work to. That's something that I get to. We live in beautiful nature, and helping others, that gets us out of our heads and back into our hearts, is helping others. So how do you feel inner peace? Who's got an example that's not on here? Yes.
I find yoga and movement, and I'm just learning to dance again, and just move, and just wiggle, and just get more into my body really is helping me achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation, and all those things, nature for sure, and outside, but those things have gotten me deeper.
I agree 100%. And sometimes I feel more meditative in yoga than I do actually in my meditation in the morning.
Yeah.
Some of us, that's because it's moving helps us really get out of. And breathing, like hatha yoga, like the breathing and the moving is so good. Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Oh, you'll go next.
One of the weird things that always gave me peace was teaching. I get in the flow and I just, no stress, no strain, I'm just giving and enjoying and in the zone.
Oh, that's sweet. And that's a part of who you are,
Yeah.
right? And you share that. Yeah, that's really
That's
sweet.
why I started when I was 12.
Do you have your own little stuffed animals lined up?
No, I volunteered at a center.
Oh, okay. That's
I would
awesome.
say that helping others is big for me. You know, I do a lot of volunteering, and it's and even with my neighbors. You know, I have some elderly neighbors, and I'm always in their yard and stuff like that. But the volunteering's been really helpful.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Definitely get a raise for sure.
Yeah, that's great.
I was gonna say two things.
Okay.
The first was running. I run long distance. I run marathons.
Oh, wow.
There's one this Saturday. I find running to be it fills my cup. You know?
Okay.
It doesn't overflow it. I also think receiving and giving compliments is very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even at the grocery store, some random guy.
Yeah, and it's like so subtle too, right? Like I remember I was at Safeway one time and there's lots of lines and I was waiting there and this gal just struck up the nicest conversation and complimented me on something and I remember how good I felt when I walked away. I was like, it's just so simple. That's a good point. And do you feel like when you run, you get in the zone, like you?
Yeah, it's like the runner's high, is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think talking with others helps us find our humanity. Which is really needed right now.
Well said. That's so needed right now. And this, like right now with us here right now, we are adding to the world. We are bringing an energy in and we are taking a stand. This is radical right now, I think, is being in inner peace and taking a stand for that and doing that together is really big. Yes.
I also like taking saunas and steams and hot tubs. And it's literally clearing out the toxins.
Yeah. You got some fans over here next to you. They sound so good right now. We just go do all of this.
Hot yoga.
Yes, anytime.
Cass.
I think just like that, like you were talking about with Safeway, like just finding that everybody's a teacher and we're just that connection piece, wherever, however, just by being open to that human connection, wherever it is and however it happens, is so peaceful. It's that sense of
Absolutely.
Yeah.
everybody everywhere.
That's good. You're good at that too. You're really good. Cass doesn't know a stranger.
Yeah, I chat up the cashiers at Safeway, and invariably, great conversations that come out of there happy, and they're appreciative too.
Yeah, you can see their face like change. One time sometimes during the holidays I just give away like coffee gift cards, like Starbucks cards, and if I catch somebody doing something nice and there was a gentleman and he did something nice. He like somebody was like pushy and busy and he just like slowly moved out of the way and let them get their card and like I noticed it and I went up to him and I gave him this little Starbucks card. He went back and found me in the store, said he'd been going through a really hard time and I had no idea how much that meant to him. It's like those beautiful little synchronicity connection points that really makes all the difference. And it's like, for me, I can say it's when I can open my heart, is when I remember those. And I get so busy, and busyness is one. There's another serene picture for you. I really like that one.
I see the tree.
Yeah. The busyness can be such a big distracted from self-care and finding our inner peace. And I know for me that I have used it way too many years in my life. I'm not taking care of myself, not following up enough with my family, using it as busyness, as an excuse. And so I'm really, right now I'm in a space where I'm slowing down and I'm really seeing how important it is to let that go. I could be busy and have nothing to do all day and still use busyness as an excuse. I gotta get the floors done, I gotta get over the Goodwill, I gotta go to the park, gotta go to yoga. Like I can still, and so I'm really being aware right now of slowing up enough. And slowing up enough to take care of myself doesn't mean that I'm just sitting in meditation all day. It just means I can be more present with myself and I can be more present with others. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick practice. You ready? Okay, so if everybody can sit in your chairs, put your feet on the ground. Just look at the space around you. This is a somatic practice that helps you become very present. If you turn your head to the left and look, and you take your eyes as far as you can to the left, hold that for about 15 seconds, and then look straight again, clear it. Do the same on your right. Hold it for about 10 seconds. Look as far as you can to your right. And then go back to the center. And then go back to your left. Now see how much further back you can see?
Yeah.
Right? Back to the center. Back to the right. Big difference.
Yeah.
That's presence. And come back to the center. It just brings you like here. So
Sorry, I have eyes in the back of your head.
I feel like I could just keep seeing. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with the ah. Ah. Now one more time, and I want to hear some good ahs. Take a deep breath in to fill it all the way in your belly. Let it out. Let the day out. That's some good ahs. So we'll do one more. So breathe in. Count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 4. Release. 4. Hold. 4. Breathe in. 4. Hold. 4. Breathe out. 4. Hold. 4. And you can breathe normal. That's box breathing.
With the, like the 4-7-8 breath.
Yeah.
I do that stuck in traffic, or I just need to slow down, or want to fall asleep. That really helps.
Good. Like even when I reopened my eyes, and I wasn't even doing it all the way, but everything looked a little warm, fuzzier. No, like breath is so important. Breath is so important. That has been a biggie for me lately, and getting back into yoga has really helped me. Has helped me with that and remember that. Okay, meditation. So if you want to close your eyes, we're doing really quick little teaser practices. And feel, as you breathe in, just feel into your heart space. And then as you breathe out, expand it. And as you breathe in, feel into your heart space. Just feel the love, the light, the beauty, the depth. Now expand it even further. As you take a deep breath in, feel that expanded love through your entire being. Feel it from your toes, your legs, your hips, torso, stomach, back, arms, legs, head. And as you feel that, receive. Fill yourself up so much with light to overflowing. And then send it out. Send that love, that light, Take a deep breath in. Release. Come back. Really short little teaser practices, and I do all of them, but I intermix them, and then mindfulness, which we've already done, but even just like right now, look around the room or look at each other and just see how present we are with each other, you know, how we are here together, and the here and now, you know, that embodiment of being in our body. It's another thing that I've done. I've usually learned by doing it the wrong way, and then, you know, figuring not the wrong way, but just not the aware way. Because I leave my body a lot if things got too stressful. I'm out. And so I don't know who's acting in there, but it's not me. And so staying in the body, and some of the somatic practices help us stay in the body too, even if it's like, if it's aggressive, something is happening in your life, or you're feeling triggered by something. If you look around in the room and you focus on a color and you focus on it, it'll help bring you back into the room. Some really, really cool practices. So this is us being mindful. I like that one too. I like all the colors. Okay, so now here's the homework part, but we're going to do interaction. So I'd like you guys to either pair up or get in threes. And then I'd like you to share with each other. So the first person shares in a summary, the first three with their partner, and then the next person shares. So what is one step that you can do to expand your inner peace? Now, when I mean one step, that could be taking deeper breaths during the day, or it could be going to a yoga class. It could be whatever. It's just that one, because, right, that's how we operate. It's just one step at a time, one step at a time. And then how to share that. A lot of you had already talked about that. And then how to live it is like integrating it into our lives. So pair up. And then if we have, maybe we could do 3 here. You want to join? You're good? Okay.
Right.
Well, okay, all three of us, sure.
Are you 2?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wanna start, or?
We got about 5 minutes.
Okay. Yes, move those chairs.
I think gestures of kindness
I'm Ted.
would be a good one.
Ted.
And capture.
Good K or a C?
Which I call most people when I go to the grocery store or I go to the pharmacy to get my prescription.
Okay, so I can't see those anymore.
Okay, so what is
So,
that you do to expand your inner peace? Somebody go first.
nice to others, or basically with other people?
Right, it's
Yeah,
good.
surround myself with those being active in
Exercise and
because we do have
Change your mind,
to see
change your thinking.
so that it's not
Not only that gives you inner peace, but you're sharing with them.
this is kind of like all three combined, you know, because that's living my peace and sharing. You know, I spent so much time during COVID isolating.
Oh,
I
or
think
somebody
that's
else, is that
detrimental
Well, when we were
to
first one,
we're social creatures.
each one of us do the first one, then we'll move on.
Sure.
It's all about.
For you in particular,
I
experience
discovered
that
I
COVID.
got one recently. I'm doing a course
Me,
in
seems similar to working from home.
It was all about that any attack on anybody
I think
is
the
an
thing
attack
I
on
can do
myself.
is
And so we're supposed to just
You
think
mentioned
anything that annoys you about anybody.
meditation
So
and
I was doing one where I was annoyed at myself. And the last thing of
Just a
the
manifestation.
last statement of the practice is to say that
I just
all
need
those are
to
really an
get
attack on myself. So I said that when I was
clear and slow
criticizing
down.
myself, and I said, well, duh, who else would it be? And then
Jump in the
I remember
shower.
Bob Newhart. He said, stop that.
it's hard for me to kind of
Did you see that joke?
settle
I said to
down.
everybody, stop that, stop that, stop that. Well, that's what I'll do if I find myself going down a judgmental thing for myself or anybody. Stop that.
I feel like I'll lose my energy if I don't do it now.
As long as you're kind to yourself.
Oh, this is definitely a humorous thing.
Also,
He did this day where he told all of his clients that came in, they would go on and on, and he said, stop that. And then I, stop that.
Others
So
are
anyway,
Oh,
like,
that's right, it's in myself, it makes me giggle.
for now, leave until the last second to get up. You know, such a haste to get right out of that. Go, go, go.
That's how it's a time clock.
And that's,
3 more minutes.
Whoa.
for me, not healthy.
You guys got to keep going.
Okay, right.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
Go with the day leads. I'm feeling it. Feel positive. That's what
I
I'll
know. Well, it's funny because a lot of times it's the first thing that comes to our head, you know.
If you're just going, you don't have time to unpack your
So
brain.
that's what I've been doing to kind of expand my inner peace.
Yeah. She mentioned the gratitude too. The gratitude. I used to do this sometimes.
So I'll take those.
Right down.
You know,
Yes. Make a list of 5 things.
and,
Be pets,
Anything.
for a long time,
the earth.
that's really helpful. Right. Okay.
Which
Okay,
number
number 2. What is one step you can share?
It could be.
Yeah. Yeah, that opens up.
I miss the rain.
I haven't seen a snowflake yet.
Yeah. This year was pretty, even the younger kids are pretty fun.
It's not over.
Still got time. Yeah, it'll be snowy in May.
Yeah. We'll here in October.
And I noticed how there, it calms them down.
That's so
Yes.
It wasn't that cold yet, was it?
Paraphrase.
It just started to turn.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I really want
Last
to.
year it was like
really was
warm
Yeah, and
until
that is so, I mean,
Not
that
this time, I haven't seen it.
we had some pretty snow-filled summers.
I've got
Yeah,
an
it's a challenge.
resistance. So I was thinking about all the
It's very
chaos.
windy now.
And I'm remembering all the resistance, like I'm Irish, we had the IRA, resistance, and it's always
Yeah, we're
been
still in
violence. How can we resist without violence?
Version layers.
And I had an idea to have a
I'm
peace
living just below.
movement where
Okay,
people
couple
did
more
whatever
minutes.
practices they need for, to connect with
Railroad
love
district, right?
and
Closer to
not
the valley,
chaotic,
it's
they
full
get
of
centered.
Right.
24/7, all these different practices.
Live up on a hill.
I'm looking at me.
Out of the gas. There's a whole
Higher
yeah.
elevation.
For me, it's towards South
Fizzy,
Africa.
and makes us ineffective.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
good or bad.
And so anyway, that's what I said.
Okay.
So-
What
So you're gonna- yeah, I guess
Well, I
I
think,
heard that one. You know, that was
deep
something I
communication.
Yeah, right.
About what you're feeling.
I didn't know that.
With peacefulness, I mean, as,
So,
yes. So really deep communication with friends.
Vulnerability and listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What is one step you can do to live your
Judgmental mind.
What is one step
Oh,
you
there
can
he
do
goes
to
again.
live your inner peace?
So I think with like this place and all those tricks, that's science and making like,
Volunteer,
okay, you know,
helping
so
other
this
people.
little,
That's what,
so
yeah.
now we have to
And I'm doing that with
That's kind of what I feel like you
population,
want.
and now I'm gonna start to do,
Go in there.
I've done the process to be a volunteer
That helps.
at Head Start School in Moline.
Yes.
And how you're gonna expand your inner peace.
Yes.
Whoever it
It's
is.
across the street from.
I don't
No,
know.
it's not that one.
Did you go to the walker thing today?
Give you the opportunity to say
The
hello.
Pyramid called me on midway anyway.
Your turn.
Oh,
Hey, you gotta go, yeah.
So it's.
Nope, minute.
that's okay.
You got a minute.
What's the question?
What is one step you can do to live your inner
Okay,
peace? Live.
well, with my Course in Miracles group, from 8 to 9 every morning, and it's just, it takes me so if we go sit together. It's amazing how much more can be done in community.
Right.
And it's like my 5th journey through the daily lessons, but it's like I never heard before.
I'm not saying smiling to strangers, having positive
I
conversations
love
with
that too,
strangers.
yes,
Yeah.
and just talking to people, I love that.
I just got back from Pittsburgh, and that's what I did the whole time. I was in, my brother lives downtown, and the people were so friendly, and the whole time it was like it was one big family in downtown Pittsburgh. So, the whole community, like, you were
Just
gonna
light up.
Okay, we're gonna come back now.
Okay, all right. Oh, nice to meet you, Jeff. Yeah. Yes.
Kathy's.
Two Kathy's. Two Kathy's.
I got it. Okay, how was that?
Great.
Who'd like to share? Any ahas? Any
We all had great ideas.
yeah, great ideas? Let me know. What'd you have? Which ones spoke to you?
Connection, mostly
Connection,
connection and
mostly
kindness
connection.
and random acts of compliments and just connecting.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Gratitude list at the end of the day or first thing in the morning or both.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
That's the way to start the day. And at the end of the day, I fall asleep to being grateful. It just gives an extra piece to my sleep, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, sometimes even in the morning I just wake up and I'm like, I'm grateful to be alive. You know, it's, yeah, it's good. Who else?
You know, one other thing it just hit me is that one of the things to do to get inner peace is I'm really giving out more on the outside to other people. And that, and because there's been numerous things that happened to me, just today connecting with people. And it was very frenzied at one point, and then I just kind of started doing that with people, and I realized like at 4 o'clock, God, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
getting out of myself.
That's, yeah. And I think that I mean, as we do this, like for ourselves, then the next thing is like, right? It's the next automatic thing is to then be in that space for others.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I even notice, and I'm sure some of you probably have experienced this too, but I'll be walking down the street and I'll had a great conversation or be thinking about something that funny, and I'll just have this big smile, I'll just be happy, a big smile. And people will be smiling back at me. I'm like, why are they smiling at me? Because I don't even know I'm smiling.
Synchronicity.
It's contagious, right? Yeah. Who else?
I was just gonna say that I was taught that practice is the base of everything. That if you can just continue your practice, you'll be led to inner peace. It's just the act of saying, I'm going to sit down and meditate, or I'm gonna be mindful, or I'm gonna live my inner peace, whatever that means, your practice, just to continue that.
That's good. That's good, and it takes discipline. It does. I don't even like the word, but it's good. Reverend Michael Beckwith calls it blissipline. I like that word. That word works for me.
What was that?
Blissipline.
Oh, I thought it was like for wussies, wussipline.
Oh, bliss.
Blissipline.
Yeah.
Once it
And
becomes a habit.
yeah, because I've taken meditation classes with him, and he said, well, we brush our teeth every morning. You know, why not meditate every morning? You know, it's a blissipline. Yeah, like that works for me. That works for me. Who else?
One of the things I've noticed, some days I'll go, oh my God, you know, the news, and okay, I'm just taking a news break today, and not open up my laptop, and just instead, you know, I'll sit there at my desk and I've got a minute, and it's like, okay, well, I'd normally be checking the news. Well, let's just check in. Let's breathe. Let's be mindful. Let's love ourselves. Let me love myself for the, you know, let's just kind of be here now rather than, and a lot of times at the end of those days, I feel like I still have more energy. But then I'll notice other days if during lunch I'm checking in, it's like, you know, it really does sap the energy a lot, even when I'm not aware that it is. So that, one way for me to grow more inner peace.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's really that reminds me of slowing up a little bit too. Like, yeah, just taking each step. Because I have and I was in a really big job before I left it, but I noticed myself at home thinking, oh my gosh, I have this, this, and this. And they're like, none of it has to be done. And then I have to pay attention to myself being like, you could sweep the floor tomorrow if you wanted to. You don't have to do it right now. But it's that pattern. Josh talks about it in his book too, and I think he writes it in the back. Even if we didn't have the big job or the big to-do list or the big busyness, we'd still find things to keep us busy until we can get present enough in ourselves to slow down and be mindful and move back into that place, that inner place, the place of the heart. Kathy.
I have an idea this morning for a way to be the resistance to all the chaos. Usually the resistance is always when you go blow something up and all that. That's not what I want to do. And so I thought instead, rather than chaos, we would have peace centers where people come and do some of their practices, no matter what their practice is, and have it live streamed and have a bunch of them all over the place, and just go someplace to just be at peace. Resist all this chaos that's being created.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Letting it pass by you, not through you.
You said let it pass by you, not through you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really necessary now. If we had a lot of people doing that, I don't think we'd even need to pay attention to all the different things that we've got to stop. We would just let it go. Just release it to the universe, and it'll all get taken care of.
Right. Yes, and we can't spiritually bypass things. And so there's that balance there, right? There's some of it we've got it, some of it we feel. We don't have to stay, we don't have to hang out there for too long. We don't have to, right? We can move through it quicker. Yeah.
Also, I think just having fun. I noticed that.
Yes.
Having fun. Last night, at our CSL, there's a travel group. And this woman organized a social thing. So we ended up going to this Lithia Springs in Ashland. I'd never been there before. It was a women's night. So here were all these women naked in this big pool. And we're just talking and then we're getting hot, and then we'd stand up, and then we'd sit down, and it was just, we had so much fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we were talking about all kinds of spiritual things, and we weren't talking about politics, we were just having fun.
Good. Yeah, that is so
It was
key.
just great.
Thank
It was
you.
great.
Thank you for bringing that in. Joy and fun
Yeah.
and laughter and all those that is a very strong spiritual practice. And also laughing at ourselves and how quirky we are as humans, right? We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Sometimes my thinking will go somewhere and I'm like, where'd you go? There's a whole other story over here that's not happening. Come back. And laughter just takes the takes the edge off. So there's a picture of somebody happy in inner peaceness, which really resonated with me. All right, so this is the metta prayer. So may you be happy and peaceful. May you be free from worry and fear. May you be grateful and generous. And may you be free from greed, jealousy, anger, and aversion. May you be filled with loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. And then this one is for the world. May all beings experience ease of well-being. May all beings be happy and contented. May all beings be healthy, and may all beings be free. Any questions?